Welcome to another segment of SII Motivational Minutes with your host, Dwight Lee. And on this segment, we're going to talk about Chapter 6 in Awaken Imagination by Neville Goddard. It is within. It starts out pretty interesting. It talks about the real man. And most people would interpret that to mean the outside man or the physical self that you think you are. But he says, the imaginative man. And so imagination is unlimited, it's unrestricted, it can't be contained. And that's why it talks about in all of his teachings, controlled imagination. And so it's just interesting. You have free will. It's talking about it can be go and do good, or it can go and do evil, because you have the free will. And Neville says that the imagination is the Christ. It's unlimited. It can bring to pass anything, good or negative, And so we need to learn to control our imagination. If you're fretting over something that has not happened, you're bringing that thing into your experience. And, we coincide with the negative perspective of that, or negative side of the imagination, because we're not controlling it. And that's what Neville is teaching us, that if we were to control our imagination, we can be specific about a desire, and we could bring that thing to pass just as easily as we bring negative things to pass. But we have to put the same thrill and enthusiasm into having that positive thing, that good thing, as we did getting nervous and afraid or getting into fear about the thing that we didn't want to happen. That is essentially what he is teaching us. He's saying that the imagination is not restricted, it is not limited, and it can't be stopped. It can bring the impossible into being. It can bring great things into fruition. It can bring amazing things into fruition. It can bring wonderful things into fruition. That's what Neville is teaching us. So how are you doing with your imagination? You're supposed to think on the things, ponder the things, say la, contemplate the things only that you want. Because basically it's two conversations. You're either focused on what you don't want, or you're focused on what you do want. And the reticular activating system controls your focus. So whatever you give attention to, whatever you give your energy to, whatever you give your focus to, you're giving that thing permission to be in your life. And essentially, that is what Neville is teaching. Use your imagination to change yourself, to change your circumstances and conditions and situations, to embrace the promises that you were promised, the higher quality of life that you were guaranteed, but you got to walk it out. That's why it gives you these various laws, the law of assumption. You have to use your faith, and you have to speak words that's in alignment with your vision. You can't just fly off the handle and let, loose words like, oh, it's not working. Like, you shouldn't be saying that. Whatever is contrary is just feedback, and that's going to happen. You're going to have tests to see if you really want the thing that you're trying to attain or obtain or bring into reality. But the most important thing is, via your imagination, you have to change your concept. You have to change your self-image, the way that you see yourself. And then you have to shift your beliefs. He told you that unless you suggest a thing, like, you can't be version 3.0 of yourself if you're steadily saying that, oh, I'll never change, or things will never change. Like, you're going about it the wrong way. Say the right things to yourself, the things that you desire, and use your imagination. It will aid and assist you and help you reach your destination, bridging the gap from where you are to where you desire to be. Thank you for tuning in to the SII Motivational Minutes with your host, Dwight Lee. I'll leave you with a quote. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. Japanese proverb.